Guess what, guys? It's the middle of summer right now, which means our Aroids need a little TLC. For most of us, including myself, plant care tends to change with the seasons, especially when it comes to summer care versus winter care, when we have a big collection of houseplants. Now this year in particular, we've had a pretty significant heat wave pass through. It's not quite as hot as it was a couple of weeks ago, but it's still pretty dang hot. It's also been very, very humid, which Aroids tend to love, but humans not so much. So in this video, I'm gonna go through my top 5 must-do Aroid chores for summertime. Let's get into it. Number 1, water more frequently. Pay close attention to your indoor temperatures, especially if you have plants that are in a microclimate like in a warm windowsill or a warm room. Just because it's 75 in your living room doesn't mean it's not 85 or 90 in your sunroom, you feel me? When temperatures go up, so should watering. Not only is water going to evaporate quicker during those warmer days, but also plants are going to be utilizing water at a much faster rate in the summertime. They're gonna be growing faster, they're gonna be using more water, so it's our job to replenish that water supply. And guys, don't just go around with your little spray pump or a little thing and just water a little bit here, a little bit there. Make sure you water thoroughly and deeply with each watering, okay? Don't just wet a little bit of the top of the media. That's not gonna do it, guys. You gotta water thoroughly and deeply to make sure that all of the roots and all the media gets properly hydrated. Number 2. Treat for pests more proactively. Did you know that the best pest preventative, try saying that 10 times fast, the best pest preventative is healthy plants. Not only are pests more active in the warmer months, pests are more likely to attack plants that are stressed out. When plants are not in the best health, they're a much easier target for pests because they're not able to fend them off as efficiently. Heat waves, underwatering, sunburning, and other environmental factors during the summertime will stress plants out and make them more susceptible to pest outbreaks. So that's why we want to make sure our plants are as healthy and robust and vigorous as possible. Sugars and nitrogen are more concentrated in water-stressed plants. The excess nitrogen can also attract pests. Also, newer leaves tend to contain more water and nitrogen, making them more vulnerable. Keep your plants healthy, guys. Keep your plants healthy. That's all I'll say. Number 3, keep the environment temperature as controlled as possible. Keep the temperatures consistent. Obviously in the wintertime, you don't want it to get too cold, but in the summertime, you also don't want it to get too hot. When it comes to Aroids, they really tend to struggle when they get above 95 Fahrenheit. And if it gets up to like 100 Fahrenheit, that's when you start to see some melting, you start to see some rapid dehydration. So it's always important to keep that temperature below 85 as much as you can. Ideally, household temperatures. They like it between 65 and 85. And they'll tolerate 90, 95, but once you get above 95, that's when you can run into some problems. At least that's when I run into problems. Maybe someone down in Florida says, oh, well, it gets over 100 here and I grow Aroids just fine. You know, maybe you do. And maybe you have higher humidity than I do. Maybe you have longer days than I do. It could be a variety of things. But at least for me in the Northeast, keep it cool. What does SpongeBob say? And above all, keep it cool. Number 4, sanitize everything twice. I'm talking your pots, I'm talking all of your plant chore tools, I'm talking your cutting shears. Sanitize everything, and you might as well do it twice. During the summertime, we're gonna be watering our plants more often, and that means the chance of disease spreading throughout your collection increases. The last thing you want in the dead of summer is for a fungal outbreak. So when your watering goes up, so should your sanitization. That's a mouthful. So bottom line, guys, from Plantgate for Life, I'm telling you, sanitize everything twice. And lastly, guys, number 5, repot proactively. Did you hear me? I don't think you did. Your plants are going to size up faster in the summertime. They're gonna be using more water, they're gonna be getting more light, they're gonna be doing the most they've ever been doing in the summertime. So around mid to late summer when you're repotting things, consider how that plant is going to fare throughout autumn and into the winter and into next early spring. Upsize the pot accordingly so that plant can go into the winter without any issues and won't need to be repotted until next spring. And there you have my top 5 must-do Aroid chores for summer. What are some Aroid care tips for summertime that you recommend? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. This has been Jake, also known as Plant Gate for Life.